Bourbon, Broncos, and no BS. Fans, brews, and Broncos news.
What is up, Broncos Country? Welcome to the Halftime Hash, brought to you by Bourbon, Broncos, and no BS. Or we could call this group therapy, because that's probably what could be more appropriately called for what we're going to do for the next half hour. A very ugly 13-0 Giants lead. Kind of seems like a squandered opportunity there at the end by your Denver Broncos. To score some points. Yes, Jeremy, this is the Halftime Hash. You are in the right spot. If you would like to air some questions or concerns, or just need to pound really hard on your keyboard, go ahead and do that right now. Andrew, we need to do something about our play calling. I hate to have to agree with you on that one, Andrew, but that is 1000% on the money. How do you have 2 yards to gain inside the 5, and you decide to throw to Garrett Bowles and try another behind the line of scrimmage trick like throw? You signed J.K. Dobbins to be the hammer. You signed you drafted RJ Harvey to be dynamic in the backfield, and you didn't do that. So, Andrew, yeah, that's appropriate. It's only one syllable. You only need one to explain it, though. Jeremy, our offense is bleh. Yeah, that's appropriate. I would go with bleh. The only one that seems to be able to do anything right now is Marvin Mims. That's been Marvin Mims on the perimeter, and if they haven't been able to do anything on the perimeter, they haven't been able to do anything. To kind of go along with that same play calling from Andrew, it's okay to go to throw past the line of scrimmage. Um, I I know that you throw behind the line to kind of give yourself some room to play with, but it's not. It it hasn't been that way so far. Let's see, brother, are you going live on your live stream? Yeah. Oh, I am not on the live stream today. I'm gonna be here for today. So, but thanks for joining me here. I really appreciate you, man. Uh, Ken, Sean Payton would rather lose passing. He wants to be cute, and you know what? That's like the first thing that I think of with all the behind the line of scrimmage tosses, the lack of dedication to the run game, and just these weird calls in the middle of nowhere. Like these weird throws where, again, yeah, if Bowles was open and if you kind of floated over to it, but again, like, I don't want to put the ball in Garrett Bowles' hands in the end zone. I'm sorry, especially with who we had, especially with the guys that we have in the backfield right now. All right, so getting back, Hua blew a coverage. Yes, he did. Unfortunately, Hufanga is good at a lot of things. He is not a traditional back end safety. He is a chess piece enforcer. And sometimes, especially in a play like that, where you just had a feeling if they didn't get the dart, something bad was going to happen, and something bad happened on that play. Sean Payton, yeah, lots of heat for Sean Payton, and deservedly so. 2-minute drill with no timeouts. You still have the sidelines, not 10 yards up the middle. Hey, um, you're not gonna again. You're preaching to the choir. Maybe, hey, that's a great idea. That is a great name. If we're looking for a different name, preaching to the choir, in which we say things that everybody at home is screaming, but for some reason Sean Payton does not seem to heed. What's up, Clayton? How are you doing, buddy? Uh, yes, Bowles was wide open. But even just the slightest disturbance to the timing of that play, and you saw what happened. Let's see. Captain, defense playing a little too soft in the back end. I would have liked to have seen them play a bit more soft in that last series, and maybe giving themselves to maybe force a turnover there at the end. But I mean, at least they got the stop. They didn't add any more points. The pass interference on McMillan, I don't think was PI. But again, that really killed the momentum of getting them deep in the end zone and maybe forcing forcing a punt to get yourself good position to maybe force a score. I did not agree with going for it there. I think you already kind of pushed your luck getting that first conversion on the Bo Nix run. That next one, I didn't like it. Especially that's going to give a team like the Giants that's feeding on all this emotion, even more emotion to work with. I would have taken the 3 and just tried to get a little bit of a purchase before we even got, you know, before we're swinging for the fences again. So let's Clayton clean up the calls and run the ball will be just fine. A little bit more blitzing. Listen, I do think there is there's some truth in that. It's 13-0. It's not 21-0. It's not 24-0. It's 13-0. So it's not undoable. Kellen, offense is hot garbage. Time to make a trade move. All right. So if we're making trade moves, who would you move and for what? And go ahead and put it in the comments and let's see. Stop with the penalties. Again, everything has been on the defense. Every single penalty except for that last one of the illegal shift has been on the defense. I love Nito coming off the corner. Nito's got to do better about timing up that timing off the edge. I know that the great pass rushers are able to do that. Nito does it a lot, but he is due for one here and there where it's ill-timed, and it seemed like it was in that moment. Jeremy, hope we get second half players today. Hey, we're gonna have to be. So I guess that helps. Drake, I don't mind the screenplay at the 2, but man, Court is too slow and stiff to be a target there. Would have rather had Pat or Mims. You know what? With as dynamic as Mims has been on the perimeter in those types of plays, I do think there is a lot of truth to that. Mims has enough speed to the outside that you got to honor that. So you got to honor that there. He has enough wiggle on the inside to be able to turn that play inside. Court is a big body, and maybe if it's an option play, you're kind of thinking that maybe he can go to the corner and you hit him there. But again, this been an offense stuck in first the entire game. So again, I don't know where you're forcing the issue when you can just take the points, and it's okay to just take the points there. And there's just too much. There's too much swinging for the fences. We can safely call the first half an oopsie daisy. Yes, oopsie daisy. That is the PG version for what we will call the first half. Cup half full. We do get the ball to start off the second half. Now, if Sean Payton is the offensive play caller that we all think he is, and that is a big if at this point, then that's good. Maybe since he's been able to dial it in when he's needed to, maybe this will be the time that he dials it in. Sammy says, "Hi, Daddy, you're doing a great job." Oh, did that get on the air? I'm so sorry. Who is that? Vic, this seems like a big season eye opener. I don't see this getting to the playoff at this point. Yeah, let's not be alarmist. It's 4-2. Let's not even take what's going to happen in the second half. It's still a lot of game to play. Brad, offense is terrible. Barely beating the Jets last week and getting embarrassed today. Just not a good team. Well, at the very least on offense, this has not been a good offensive team as it sits right now. Why are they not good on offense despite how they were last year, despite Bo being in a second year, despite all the pieces that they've added? Why are they still not good? For me, this is the Sean Payton issue. And I have written things in the past advocating for him to maybe not be the play caller. Yes, that is your plug to go to broncosandbourbon.com to go read The Literary Mind. That is me. However, it's not because I dislike Sean as a play caller or anything like that, or I don't think he's a good play caller. I just think there's so much going on as a head coach that it behooves them to give that off to somebody else. And I know that it works in some instances. It's not working right now. It's not working right now. Adam's blood pressure is a little high, but the Broncos will have more aggressive in the second half. My blood pressure is really high right now because of how bad we're playing. And we're not bad. We're not a bad team, but we're playing very poorly on offense. If we are going silver linings, though, what we do in the second half, Denver needs to step up. Now, great question. How do you get back in this game? Well, the offense is going to need to come up with a score at some point. You can't win a game winning 0 points. Last time I checked, I'm not a math guy, but how do you get those points? Again, you got to run the ball. You can't not feature J.K. Dobbins. You cannot feature R.J. Harvey. You cannot keep throwing behind the line of scrimmage. There is that. If you run the ball, I think you have a chance. I think you need to feature guys underneath, like Evan Ingram and maybe Pat Bryant, and working that underneath short to intermediate game. I'm really coming to the conclusion that there's bad Troy Franklin and good Troy Franklin. Good Troy Franklin gets open. He catches balls down the field. He's dynamic. Bad Troy Franklin is on a milk carton right now with what he has produced. Please either get him in the ball or get his snaps to somebody else in there. Vic, I'm with you, man. What WTF? What is going on? I completely in that with you. But I also think that is maybe a recipe to the second half, though. Bo's got to run the ball, and I know that Sean doesn't want to put him in harm's way for good reason. But I also don't think it's out of the realm of possibility right now with how bad your offense is struggling. If you're seeing what the Giants are doing on the other side of this with Jackson Dart, who has used his legs to get some traction, hell, let's have Bo do it if Bo is just as dynamic. All right. So it looks like we're going to end this in about a minute. Let's get some closing thoughts. Is this game lost for me? Absolutely not. This game is not lost. It's 13-0. One score puts this immediately back in a one-score game. So I'm not too worried about it from that point of view. However, they do got to play better, and they got to play better by running the ball. They got to continue to play better by putting pressure on Jackson Dart and making them a running the ball team. And once this is, we'll get there. It's a work in progress, and who knows? You have times like this where we've been able to come back from this and to show that adversity and to come back from that adversity. With that being said, get back to your seats, get back in those seats, good vibes only, and let's go get this game. All right. You guys have been great. We'll see you on Monday for our post-game reaction. Do not forget our Tuesday flagship show, Bourbon, Broncos, and OBS. As always, keep your eye on the ball. I got my own YouTube channel. You have been excellent. Oh, I love you guys. Keep your eye on the ball. See you next time.
Do what I like. Yeah, I do what I like. Yeah, I do what I like. Sipping goose, sip is right. And I go with the flow. Yeah, I go with the flow. Yeah, I go with the flow. Cause I know I'm the show. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. Yeah, they know I'm a pro.